And we had a pretty good ball game in the first 5A semifinal. Now we're ready for the second one between the Panthers of Dillard and the Spartans of Lakewood. I'm Kellen F. along with Rick Victor, and I'll tell you in that first game this evening, the team from Bartram Trail, they kind of took care of things in the second half, didn't they?
They really did. The change of defense really in that game caused Rickards a lot of problems. No shooters really to stand outish. They were forced to take outside Jays, and it changed the momentum of the game.
Now let's take a look at this matchup between these two teams that actually are defending state champions, one in one class, one in another. Now restructuring has put them into the same classification for Dillard at 24-4 and Lakewood at 18-10. Before we get going, we would like to remind you that DVDs are available for not only this broadcast, but all the other broadcasts we've already had this week and all that we are going to have before the last final on Saturday night. Just go to FHSAAsports.com, place your order, and it'll be getting to you in no time at all. Dillard averages 64.7 points per ball game and gives up only 33.7, which is a scoring margin of 31 points a ball game. Lakewood averages 51.6 points per ball game, gives up 36.5, which is a scoring margin of a plus 15 and 1. Now I'll tell you got a couple of coaches here, Rick, that know how to win. You've got Nicole Tunzel, who was an All-American at the University of Iowa, has won 74% of all of her games, but you have Marcia Prinder, who has won 82% of her games over 35 years. How about a coach who's never had a losing season?
And I can say, gee, I wish I was in that category myself, but in my 32 years, I've had 6 losing seasons. And I've never been blessed to be at a school long enough to see, to ride the waves. I'm hoping that at Lake Nona I have that opportunity to be Coach Pinder. What can I tell you, Coach Pinder? 902 victories. She is by far a legitimate Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah.
And every right to be, and she has done this in 36 years. I've done mine in 32 years in 4 states. So what can I tell you? It's unbelievable.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First of all, for the Panthers of Dillard, they will be starting a 5'6" senior averaging 6.1 points a ball game, Shatoria Baker. A 5'6" junior averaging 9.6 points per ball game, Jacoria Clayton. A 6'6" senior averaging 9.9 points per ball game, Macy Keene. A 5'3" junior averaging 5.6 points per ball game, Jessica Jones. And a 5'10" junior averaging 13.8 points per ball game, Kayla Wright. That's your starting lineup for the Panthers of Dillard. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Spartans of Lakewood. A 6'2" senior averaging 10.2 points per ball game, Shanice Beeman. A 5'7" senior averaging 6.2 points per ball game, Jaquette Green. A 5'3" senior averaging 6.3 points per ball game, Maya Madry. And a 6'1" junior averaging 16.8 points per ball game, Casey Drayton. And finally a 5'9" junior averaging 14.8 points per ball game, Alexis Ungrove. So those are your starters for these two teams. And Rick, I think you probably caught me when I said a 6'6" senior is starting for Dillard. She only averages 9.9. Don't they go to her enough?
That's going to be interesting to see whether or not they do or they don't. At 6'6", if she played for me, she'd have 30 touches.
Yes.
A game. 30 touches a game if you're 6'6" in the post. But here's the thing. What makes this game very, very interesting is that Lakewood, I saw Lakewood play last week in the regional finals, and they are very, very long. They're 6'2", 6'1", 5'9". The 5'9's their point guard. The 2 small little kids are on the wings. They are long-winged, and they get their hands into the lanes. But looking at Dillard, they're long also. And when you put 6'6" there, that makes it even longer. So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack the big girl inside.
You know, Keene, as we mentioned, averages 9.9 points a ball game. She only takes 9.8 shots. So,
well, I mean she gets a lot of putbacks, and that's what that tells me. That she doesn't get the ball enough in the post because maybe at 6'6" she's not very strong, or she gets tired. So that means that she gets a lot of putbacks on the weak side, and that's something we'll look at during this game.
Well, she obviously is jumping center, as Dillard is in the blue, and the tip is actually controlled by Keene, but it goes to the Spartans. She hit it so hard, she missed all of her teammates. Lakewood will be going from our right to our left as they set up their offense at the far end of the court. Top of the key, jump pass to the baseline, inside pass, turnaround jump shot is blocked by Keene, and now here comes the steal, and the shot's no good, and Keene gets the rebound. So Keene has a rebound and a block shot. I bet you she has a bunch of block shots. Well, actually, she only averages half of the... Well, they don't give us the stats for block shots, but we're going to keep track of it tonight. There's a three. Hitting that one is Jacoria Clayton, the first 3 points of the ball game. Now at midcourt, here comes the steal by Dillard. And the steal right back again by Baker. Coach Binder's team trying to score for the first time. She intimidated that shot.
Well, you know, and when you're playing against someone 6'6", I can tell right now she doesn't run the floor very, very well. But she's a space heater, as the late Al McGuire used to say, a big aircraft carrier inside. She's got long wings, so she's going to change shots. So the way you play it is you attack her straight ahead, because shot blockers don't like getting it right and straight in their face.
Shatoria Baker with the three. 2 shots, 2 3-point field goals, and it's a 6-0 ball game. There's a steal and the lay-in as Baker gets it again, and it's an 8-point spurt to begin the ball game.
It's a 3-1-1 press.
And at midcourt, the ball's nearly stolen away. Lots of hustle on the part of the Panthers from Dillard as they try to get the ball back again, and they do. Into the front court, they work it. Nice spin in the middle and a shot up, but no good. Tried a little finger roll that time by Kayla Wright, but she could not get it to fall. Boy, they're all over the place, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
There's a shot and a blocking foul is called against Macy Keene.
Now, I want to take a reference here. This young lady for Lakewood, number 12, Cassie Drayton, 6'1" junior, very, very good outside, very good inside. She's a player that we have to watch and has to have a good night. She attacks the Macy Keene right away and immediately draws contact, puts a foul on her. Keene isn't any good off the floor if she's in foul trouble. Keep that in mind. Once they lose her, they balance out across the board.
First free throw is no good by Drayton. She'll get a second opportunity as she pumps up the second one and misses that one as well. Long rebound was taken by Lakewood. They already have their first substitution of the ball game. As Flowers, there's a drive, but she misses the short jump shot. Rebound comes to Dillard. Dillard coming down court quickly, but can't get the shot off on the baseline. They finally do get the 15-footer up there, will not fall. Rebound to the Spartans. Lakewood going from our right to our left, and a jump ball, no timeout's called, as Nicole Tunzel says we want to keep possession and calls the timeout. We talked about Tunzel. There can't be many coaches in the country with that many wins. I don't know what the all-time record is, but certainly that's got to be among the most of anybody.
Well, we were talking about it a little bit in the last game. I had the pleasure of coaching against probably the National Federation High School coach, all-time wins leader in Leo Tasker from Hobbs, New Mexico. Leo Tasker had something like 1,270-some wins back, and he was in his early to mid-70s when I coached against him. He was there was an interesting story with him, because when I first went to Texas, I didn't know anything about him. I'd heard of him, but I never knew anything about him, and I'll kind of fill you in as we go.
Okay, back to action we are. Lakewood has the ball. Little floater in the lane, and they got on the board. Clemisha Flowers, a 5'10 junior, averaging 5.4 points a ball game off the bench for Coach Tunzel. Gets the Spartans on the board with 5 minutes left to go in the first period. Kelly Neff along with Rick Victor. The blue-clad Panthers of Dillard at the top of the key. Working it on the left wing, back it goes to Baker. Baker, who obviously has already shown she's a good outside shooter with that three-pointer. There's another three-point attempt, and that one's off the mark. And taking the rebound is Flowers. Looking to run. Flowers at midcourt. Now to the top of the key to the near side. Drive to the baseline. Pull-up jump shot. Will not go. Rebound tip. 10-footer. No. Yes, it is good. Drayton with the bucket off of the offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's Drayton with the putback. Again, she really is one of the more active players. Number one, Vernon has signed. She's going to attend Florida A&M University.
Here from the corner, a three-pointer that misses everything. On the rebound, it is taken on the baseline, but stepping out of bounds was Flowers.
Interesting thing about Leo Tasker, when I found this out in like 1982-83 season, something ridiculous. They played Carlsbad High School in the state finals. Carlsbad scored 130 points.
Oh my.
Okay, and got beat by 30.
Oh my, is that right?
Okay, and if you calculate that in a 32-minute game, that's 8 points to 6 every minute.
Wow. There's a jump shot from the corner, and Baker has another three-pointer. Quickly down court, a baseline jump shot, and Spartans will counter, as that one is Jaquette Green. Well, it looks like the Butterflies are gone. Both teams appear to have their shooting touch right now. They've kind of settled into their offenses and their defenses. There's a three-point attempt, and that's good. Boy, what happened to Baker? All of a sudden, 11 points already. Baker, who attempted 81 three-pointers during the season up to this point, has already canned 3 in this game. Outside on the attack is Ungro. Ungro, quick pass, three-pointer from the corner, and it's off the rim. Rebound, it goes out of bounds. It'll be played in by Lakewood.
And the big girl for Dillard, Macy Keene, is off the floor. And all of a sudden, Lakewood's now the taller of the two. They go 6'2", 6'1" across the front line. They've got to take advantage of the inside strength now, the difference in this game. They've got to stay close and make sure you cut into this lead. When Keene is off the floor, you have to be able to pound the ball inside and then utilize the kick out. On the other hand, for Dillard, you've got to keep shooting the ball. Attack and shoot. Hey, you've got a hot shooter, get her the ball.
Well, I'll tell you, nobody's hotter right now than Shatoria Baker. Baker only averages 6.1 points per ball game, already has 11 of their 14 points. It's a 14-6 lead. Talking about Lakewood, there's a team that actually had lost its momentum during the end of the season. They lost 8 of their last 13 games of the regular season, but then all of a sudden they obviously have won 5 in a row since then, beating Boca Chica, Southeast High School. They beat Tampa Robinson in the regional 63-8, then beat Bradenton Southeast and Titusville. So they're coming on strong now after losing a whole bunch of games at the end of the year. Here's the inbounds, down low, turnaround fadeaway jump shot will not go. On the rebound, it's taken by Dillard. Dillard quickly gets the ball up court. Another three, and it's in again. My goodness, that young lady with 14 points already. Taking a look at the stats so far in the ball game for her. She's now 4 of 4. There's a three from the corner. Well, maybe we'll have 130 to 100 tonight.
I don't know about that, but I think that would be a state of Florida record.
Man, Baker 4 of 4 from three-point range, already with 14 points. Drive of the baseline, spin, left it a little short on the shot. On the rebound, it is Lakewood. Lakewood on the fast break, coming up from our right to our left. They throw it up, miss the shot, and draw the foul. Free throws will be coming as the foul on Dillard is going to be whistled against Shatoria Baker. It's only their second personal foul. You know, they took Keene out so early. Maybe you hit the nail right on the head when you said something about she's not able to keep the stamina going.
You know, and I mean, you know, that's something that as coaches that we really look at. You know, when I watch teams warm up, I like to watch for who's the shooters. You know, I like to see who can move on the floor. And she's 6'6", and I'd love to have someone 6'6", but I want them in better shape. I want them in condition to be able to run a little bit better. And so that, you know, that's something that you got to start early. And you know, she was good for probably about 3 minutes, and they took her out.
Both free throws missed. Here's a floater in the lane, and it's going to draw a foul. This one will be against, it looks like, Casey Drayton, and that will result in free throws being attempted. Onto the line goes Jacoria Clayton.
They actually said Macy Keene played only about 4 minutes, so that means she's half a quarter.
First free throws, no good, still an 8-point lead. Well, she's sitting there right next to the coach, and she's bound to get another call before too much longer. Free throw is good by her replacement, Brianna Green.
You know, you've noticed over the years, Kelly, the women are getting taller.
There's some 6-footers in this tournament. We haven't seen them on every team, but on a good number of them. Brianna Green on the foul, that's her first. You know, when I was broadcasting in Iowa, I was fortunate to be in the city of Iowa City, and they had a young lady named Kelly Cry. She was 6'2". She's now playing for Nicole Tunzel's alma mater, the University of Iowa. Ball stolen away. Lakewood can't control the ball. It comes to Dillard. It's always nice to have those 6'2" girls on your side. Jump shot from the corner again, a 3-pointer. This time it is Amber Hanna. Hanna, a 5'7" junior off the bench. That makes it a 12-point ball game. Jump shot is good from 15 feet as Drayton scores that one. You can hardly take your eye off the basketball because you're getting down court so fast.
Well, Lakewood's been in this position before. You know, in the respect that they've been down, they're fighters. You'll see no quit in this team whatsoever.
Entry pass and a blocked shot. Rebound taken by Lakewood. Here they come, the Spartans coming down court. There's a 3-pointer, and it is way short. I'm not sure if he thought there was time running out or what. That looked like a desperation shot.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, oops.
Yeah. What do I do with it? Am I supposed to shoot it? I'm like 40 feet away.
Really? I didn't see what happened. Could you explain that to me?
Here's the inbounds way outside. We got time to score, obviously, with 42 seconds left to play. Once again, it is Cassie Drayton. To the far side, taken by Jaquette Green, and a foul. And this will only be the 4th foul. And that one's called against Aaliyah Anderson. You know, already Coach Pinder has gone 3 deep on her bench, and it's not even the end of the quarter yet.
Well, you know, if that's what's got her here to this point, that what got her the state title game, then, you know, that's what they do.
Here comes Dillard on the steal again, a chance to widen that lead even more before the end of the first quarter. This is probably as good a quarter as anybody has played so far in this entire tournament. 21 points and an opportunity to get a few more before the quarter comes to an end. Here's Baker, who's likely to shoot from out there if you let her. Baker has the ball, and she's going to put up a runner, and it is not going to be good as the first quarter comes to an end. 21-10. Dillard has the lead at the end of the first period on the Florida High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Network. I'm Kelly Neff. Second quarter's coming up.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Well, coaches, not too often you see one player outscore the other team by 4 points in the first quarter. That's what happened as Baker scored 14, Lakewood scored 10.
And I'll tell you, Baker's just coming down, and she feels it. She says, hey, tonight it might be my night. And she's coming down, and she's got her shoulders square, her feet underneath her, and she's playing confident. But just as soon as we say that, she can go cold. So it's up to the defense on Lakewood to see whether or not they can shut that down. And you've got Keene back on the floor for Dillard. So,
well, I said 10, but actually it is 11 as Dillard will lose control of the ball and then a foul called. This one will be against Jaquette Green. Let's take a look at those shooting percentages in the first period. For Dillard, 7 of 14 for 50%. 4 of 5 from three-point range for Baker, but the only one she missed was that desperation at the end of the quarter. 38% shooting in the first period for Lakewood at 5 of 13. We're in the second period. Kelly Neff along with Rick Victor. These two teams are trying to reach the finals in Class 5A. Their final is bright and early Saturday morning. Bartram Trail will be the opponent. They look pretty impressive in that 5A semifinal just a few minutes ago. Ball into the corner, drive to the baseline, feed pass and a shot up, but no good. Keene missed it. Then on the rebound, I think she may have committed a personal.
And right there, ball was held high, by Keene at 6'6". She had great position, didn't finish, tried to lay it up soft, back ironed it. That's something where you got to learn to power. That's a strength game, and that's something that she has to develop yet.
At midcourt, Lakewood has the ball out between the two circles. It's Alexis Ungro. Ungro to the top of the key, and the ball's taken away as Lakewood turns it over. Here comes Dillard once again, quickly down court, into the corner, looking for that open shot. They got a three, but they cannot get it to move. As Jessica Jones misses down at the other end, a layup will not go. Rebound to Keene again. Quickly down court, near side, three-pointer, way short. And on the rebound, it's Lakewood. Lakewood quickly pushes it up court. Ungro to the lane, puts it up. There's a shot blocked once again. 2 block shots now for Keene in the game. Fight for the rebound, taken by Lakewood. Jump shot up and through. Wow.
And it's going to come down to fatigue. And both the big girls right now for both teams, Lakewood's number 1, Beeman, and Keene are not what I would say can run for long periods of time.
And Beeman has not scored. She averages in double figures. The other double-figure scorers among the starters are Drayton and Ungro, and Ungro hasn't scored either. Short timeout called there by Dillard, who's Coach Pinder. How many times have you played Dillard?
I've never played him. Never played Dillard. That's like asking me if no. I mean, I'll tell you what. If we play him, I'll play him here.
Okay. Well, that's a good goal.
They can't have anybody 6'6" because I don't have anybody. My mini-me's, don't match up.
Put 2 of your girls on somebody's shoulder, and they might.
Oh no, I'd have to stack them 3-4 high. Come on, that's not fair.
She's a tall drink of water, I'll tell you.
Yes, she is. And look at the wingspan on that.
Long arms.
Look at that. I'm jealous.
Dillard's had 6 state championships and other accolades as well that we'll touch on. 3-point jump shot will not go. The rebound will be taken by Lakewood out of bounds. 9 state tournament appearances, 9 regional titles, 8 regional runner-up titles, 3 regional semifinal runner-up titles, 23 district titles, and 10 district runner-ups over the years. Kind of like the Lakers and the Celtics combined Near side three-pointer. That's going to hit the back of the iron. On the rebound, Dillard grabs it. That's Kayla Wright bringing the ball into the front court. Dillard, a very disciplined team. Ball out in between the circles. Keene down low.
Well, Marcia runs a very disciplined type squad, but again, recognition of the big girl and another three.
Wow, that's Clayton with her second three. It's now an 11-point ball game at 24-13. Just under 5 minutes. Jump shot good. Good 16-foot jump shot by Beam in her first 2 points. You got to know where she is all the time, don't you?
Well, you do, but you don't play the game to worry about the 6'6". If she's not moving actively offensively, which she doesn't really move very, very well, and that's what happens. It becomes a turnover when your offensive people stand.
Dillard with its third turnover of the ball game, which is quite a switch from a couple of the other games we've seen today where there have been 49 and 50 turnovers in the ball game. This one hasn't had very many. There's a nice feed underneath, but the shot is too high off the backboard. Rebound to Dillard. Quickly down court, breakaway, layup, and a basket. That is Jessica Jones with the easy layup, and it's an 11-point game again. We're at the 4-minute mark of period number 2. Winner to play for the 5A state championship Saturday morning. Ball on the wing, working into the right corner. Back out again on the jump pass. Into the lane, up penetrating move, now they back up. As Ungo feeds it underneath, but a shot won't go. Getting the wrong rebound, there's another foul call. That's 3 on Keene. Well, that's going to force Coach Pinder to make a decision about the rest of this first half. Her second? I thought she had 3 already.
No, that's her second personal, but she's definitely going to be coming out.
On the free throw line, making the first one is Cassie Drayton. 7 points for Drayton.
You know the luxury of having something 6'6" and a girl?
Hasn't been many of them.
No.
Here comes Drayton. And that one's good. We'll see a number of them next week at the boys tournament, but this week is kind of an odd thing. Well, we have the under 4-minute break. What would you, how would you use a 6'6" girl?
Well, that's easy.
Just feeding the ball every time?
I told you, at least 30 touches. I would have them extremely active, working hard to want the ball. And then because of her length in her arms, she has the opportunity to go kick out on the ball side, which is a strong side kick out. She has a weak side kick out or a 45 kick out on the weak to get it, because if you got a big kid like that, you've got to have some shooters. I'm luxury, I have shooters. So I don't have size, I got shooters. So the thing is that you set it up. You get them a touch, they're going to double down, they're going to have to triple team. They're going to take 3 defenders to stop the big kids. And then that opens up the weak side and you just have fun.
Well, I'll tell you, Bartram trailed, having already won 67-47 against Rickards in the first game, have their players sitting somewhere in this arena watching this, and I'm sure they are wondering what they're going to do against this Macy Keene, as well as the fine shooters that they have in people like Baker, Clayton, and Hannah, if they should happen to play Dillard in Saturday morning's final. Shooting percentages in the first period so far, 45% for Dillard. They're actually shooting better from three-point range. They're shooting 53.8% from outside the arc. There's a jump shot from inside the arc, and it won't go. Rebound tip, kept alive. Jump shot's no good. Rebound comes to Lakewood. Ungo with the rebound, leading the fast break, and there's a lay-in by Jaquette Green to give her 7 points and cut the lead down to 7.
Those are the kind of breaks, Kelly, that Lakewood really, really needs. They need great defense, get a kick out and a run out, and then a good, strong finish at the other end to stay and maintain their connection in this game.
Ball near side to the baseline. Dillard with a spin move inside and a traveling violation called against the Panthers. Panthers have won the state championship the last 2 years. They beat FHSAA in the 5A championship in 2010, beat them 53-44. Then last year won the 5A championship, beating Winter Haven in overtime, 46-43. Here's a three-pointer. This time they misfire.
Wow.
Rebound taken by Lakewood, and then they lose it out of bounds right away. Well, when they miss a three-pointer, we have to kind of stand up and take notice.
Well, not only that is that, Drayton went up for the rebound and almost got literally undercut. And that would have been one of those oogly situations.
In the lane, moved to the hoop, and the shot partially deflected and out of bounds. Lakewood, having lost 10 games during the regular season, most of those, as we mentioned, later on in the year. Jump shot, three-point range, no good. Rebound comes long, taken by Amber Hanna. There's another three, and it's good. There's Baker again. Cooled off for a couple minutes. Now she's back on fire.
Nicole looked at her coaches and said, "Can anybody identify number 10?"
You got to get out on her. Now she's going to come down on offense again. Amber Hanna, as she pass comes to Baker. I don't know how many games Baker has scored in double figures. She only averages a little over 6. Pass comes to Hanna. Back to Baker, another three, and she missed this one. Fight for the rebound. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be played in by Lakewood.
That would be something that I think we could find out, because usually here's a player that averages 6 points a game, and she's got she's got 17.
Jump shot no good. Offensive rebound right there, and we might get a three-point play out of this. Ungro gets the rebound and the bucket. I've always thought that those young ladies like Kayla Wright, who averages 14, or for Lakewood, the young lady Ungro, who averages 14, they're always going to get their points. It's the ones that average 6 and 7 that could explode any minute. Those are the ones that have to concern you.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that are, hopefully you've got to be aware of. If you play your game to play, the game the way you play it, and you defend the people that you have to defend. But if you let someone else start getting into a rhythm, like this young lady right here, Baker, it changes the game plan.
Baker on the right wing. Keep an eye on her as she gets the ball right now. Not going to shoot from way out there, but she's not too far away from the range. Feed pass to the baseline, back out for a three. It's off the rim. Weak side rebound, put back, and we have a charging foul called. I guess using the elbow a little bit too much. Now the officials are conferring. It's going to be a travel and not a foul. So Dillard turns it over. Dillard as a team only shoots 25% from three-point range. They're shooting over almost 55%. Here, there's a travel. I didn't think they were going to catch that one. Lakewood with the turnover.
Well, that one was one of those, I've got to make a pass, or what do you want me to do? And she got caught in between the decision whether or not to pull the ball back out and hold for the last shot.
Well, Lakewood only down by 8 now after being down by 12. We have only 20 seconds left to go in the period.
I would back up. And play good D here because of the time on the clock. They're too far away to make an effort.
They can get down there quickly, though, and they throw the ball away. Noah was touched, apparently, by Shanice Beeman. So Dillard will play it in with only 2 seconds left. Well, they'll get a chance underneath their own basket to perhaps get a good shot off. They bring in Jacoria Clayton.
They also bring in Macy King.
Here's the inbounds, and they're not going to get the shot off as the horn will sound. We are at halftime. Dillard still maintains their lead. Didn't quite have the as good a second period as they had the first period, only scoring 8 points and actually getting outscored 10-8. But Coach, we're at halftime, 29-21. Fairly well-played game, huh?
Not bad, not bad. Not a lot of turnovers in this game. Better shooting performance by any of the teams that we've actually seen today.
So we're at halftime, 29-21. The two teams will go to the locker room, so we'll take a break as well. Stick around. The last half of this 5A semifinal is coming up. Kelly Neff along with Rick Victor on the FHSAA network.
Good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Both teams back out on the court now. 29-21. Dillard leads Lakewood in this 5A semifinal. Keldon F. along with Rick Victor. 17 points for Shatoria Baker is the big story for Dillard. Young lady averages only 6.1. 8 points is the leading score for Cassie Drayton for the Lakewood Spartans. Lakewood in that first half shot 9 of 24 for 37.5%, while Dillard shot 10 of 28 for 35.7%. But look at those three-point attempts, 8 of 18 for Dillard for 44%, 1 of 3, 33% for Lakewood, who made 2 of 7 free throws for 28%, and 1 of 2 free throws for Dillard for 50%. Rebounding totals, 19 for the Lakewood young ladies, and Dillard with 16 turnovers, not many, 9 of 6 in that first period. So, Coach, what are your thoughts in the first half?
Well, I really think that despite the 8-point deficit, the key is Baker's play in the first half. You know, the 5 threes that she's had. I think they have to find an answer, but they can't solely put all their eggs on her.
Well, if you'd like to get a copy on DVD of this broadcast or any others that have occurred or will occur during this week of state basketball tournament from Lakeland, just go to FHSAA sports.com, make your purchase. We also have some from past years if you're interested in those as well, as the two teams here are battling for a place in the state championship. Here's Lakewood going from our left to our right. Lakewood with Dillard trying to get the steal, but committing a foul instead. That will be foul number 1 on Jessica Jones. So the other scores for Dillard besides Baker, Clayton has 6, Hannah has 3, Jones has 2, and Green has 1. There's a nice move, nice little touch, but it won't fall for Drayton. Drayton the leading scorer for Lakewood, but Green has 7. Beeman, Flowers, and Ungro have 2 apiece. Ball on the baseline taken by Dillard. Dillard on the rebound just in front of us. They managed to keep the ball inbounds. A triple team. That'll leave somebody open somewhere. Here's a 3, and it's off the side of the iron. Rebound once again to Lakewood. Lakewood quickly running the ball down court. Jump shot, 52, banking it in is Maya Madry. Madry with their first 2 points.
Madry is 5'3".
Yeah.
And that might be long, a little bit high.
Yeah, they kind of stretch that a little bit. In the front court, Dillard up now by 6 after having as much as a 12-point lead in that first half. They pump up another 3 but miss it. Weak side rebound to Drayton. Drayton will come down court quickly on a pass. They'll get the ball in the lane. Runner in the lane, no good. There's a rebound taken by Keene. Keene in that first half had 2 blocked shots and only 3 rebounds. Leading rebounder was Wright, who had 5 for Dillard. 4 apiece for Drayton and Beeman for Lakewood. There's a jump shot that will not fall, and the rebound goes out of bounds.
And it looks like it's going to stay Dillard's basketball.
Dillard has never trailed in this game. Running off the first 8 points of the game and not looking back to this point, although they've been outscored since that point. 23-21. Keene loses the handle on the ball, and there's going to be a personal foul called.
You know, it's back when we were younger. And
it's been a while.
You know, it's been a while. When you had tall people, we always thought that there was a little bit about coordination and eye-hand coordination. And I watch Keene, and she can move, but it's like sometimes it's not comfortable.
Fluid.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Thank you.
I'm an English teacher.
You should have gotten that before me. Quickly on the break, here's a runner in the lane that will not go. Dillard quickly coming out of there with the rebound. Here comes Jones into the front court. Slows it down a bit. In that center circle, Baker. Well, unless she cools off considerably and somebody else gets a hot hand, she's my player of the game. 17 points in the first half, and she runs the offense. They come out to get her as she bounce passes it. Ball going into the corner, down underneath, and a partially blocked shot, but right back into the hands of Brianna Green, who scores the bucket. That is an 8-point lead now. Quickly comes Lakewood. Lakewood gets it underneath. There is a shot up and a whistle, a foul, and Ungro will go to the free throw line.
Again, Lakewood right now, when they take Keene off the floor, they actually become a little bit taller. They've got to utilize their size. They've got to dump it down inside. And you've got players like Drayton who have got to take over control of the game for them right now, and she's a junior.
Drayton averages 16.8. She's halfway there right now after a slow start. She missed the first free throw, but she'll get a chance to get her 9th point of the night.
She has an unusual release, actually. It's a little bit more over the top.
And that scores. Yes, those goggles look like they're kind of frosted a little bit. I don't know whether she has to have them tinted.
I don't know. Designer goggles.
Yeah. Another thing we have to contend with as basketball fans. Ball comes near side, a three-pointer. That looks good. It's in. Scoring that one for Dillard is Amber Hanna. Hanna, 2 of 2 in this, or actually 2 of 3 from three-point range. From the baseline, shot won't go. Offensive rebound put back by Beeman. Beeman of Lakewood, and it's back to an 8-point game. Well, Dillard has control. I mean, they even look like they're in control right now. They have confidence in their shot. They seem to move the ball well. They seem to do well in transition when given a chance. And they get back on defense. They're playing a very sound game here in the 5A semifinals. Ball is tipped out of bounds.
And you mentioned all the positive things that Dillard's doing right now, and you left out one. They're very patient.
That's right. That's right. They don't panic. You don't even see it in their face. You sometimes can tell that in the eyes, but you don't see that at all here. There's a jump shot. It's good. She banked it in from three-point range. I think when you bank it in, you should have. In order for it to count, you had to call it, just like horse.
Okay. The bank is open.
Yes, it is. 9 points for Amber Hanna. She only averages 4.9. Turnaround jump shot. They get the kiss off the rim, and Beeman all of a sudden has come to life with a couple of buckets. 37-28. Three-pointer wall almost goes in. Rims out. Rebound to Ungro. Ungro starts to move. There's a drive. A shot no good. Rebound, and the ball stripped out of bounds. Last touched by Dillard. And we have a timeout. You know, we talked about Nicole Tunzel being a Hall of, not a Hall of Famer, but an All-American, parade All-American at Lakewood to begin with. Then went up to play for Vivian Stringer, who obviously has a national championship with Rutgers under her belt and was the 2-time Coach of the Year. She's obviously had some good coaches, some good tutoring along the way, I would say.
Well, I think when you have Coach Stringer as a coach, you get some the fieriness that she delivers as a coach on the sideline. I bet carried over to Nicole's style of coaching a little bit as well. And you know, we all, when we get into this business, we all hope that we have good teachers and mentors that show us some ropes. And I was fortunate to have 2 Hall of Famers in the state of Illinois really take me under their wing and show me a lot of things. And I've had the pleasure now of being a coach for 32 years, of having a lot of assistants go on and become head coaches, and seeing that they're successful. So, it's one of the things that we like to do, I guess, is pass on our knowledge.
That's a special feeling to know that you've helped someone to become successful at what you love to do too. Here's a shot missed. Rebound taken by Dillard once again. Dillard shooting now 36% for the game. Well, actually, they're both shooting 36% for the game. You can do that. You're considered to be a pretty good shooting team. Dillard on the season shoots 47%, while Lakewood shoots 44%. That's a shot that won't go. Rebound shot will not go. Ball ricochets out. Here comes Lakewood. Chance to cut into that lead. Lakewood will get stripped of the ball. but it will go right back to Drayton, who will be fouled as he puts back the rebound and the missed shot. Do you consider yourself a basketball, or do you consider yourself more a teacher or a coach of basketball? I mean, you teach him more than just playing basketball.
I consider myself a teaching coach.
Okay.
I don't think you can be a good coach if you're not a good teacher.
I just read a book called Sacred Acre, which is the story of Ed Thomas, the Iowa football coach who was murdered a couple of years ago. And he said, if all I did was teach you X's and O's, then I failed you as a coach. His free throw is no good. She missed them both.
Lakewood is shooting, that was, prior to those two free throws, 33%. They're now down under 30% for the game.
Baker directing the offense, trying to get the open girl. Here's a drive. Shot won't go, rims out. Picking up the loose ball is Alexis Ungrove. At midcourt, Drayton into the front court. 2.5 minutes to go, third period. A chance to play for the state championship. Here's a three-pointer that is going to go up and over the rim. Actually goes up and over the backboard.
Yeah, you know, you bring out a really interesting thing. I think that you know, coaches today, there's a lot of young coaches today that don't understand, Kelly, that every day you step into a court or on a field or wherever your sport is, you have to go to work. You go to work. It's not going out and trying to, you know, recruit a team or have the attitude. There's a lot of young coaches that have the attitude, you got to be good now. Okay, you got to learn how to build a program now.
No patience. Got to work at it.
And if your whole desire is to do it now, then 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, the now never happens, and all of a sudden you're burned out.
On a bounce pass into the lane. 16-foot jump shot, no good. Hits the back of the iron. Rebound for Dillard by Lakewood Adams. Adams, a 5'10 junior, averaging 2.7 points a ball game, has just come in off the bench to become the fourth reserve used by Coach Pinder. Ball's almost stolen away. Taken by Baker. Baker out between the two circles. Can't leave him open on the perimeter. They'll take that shot. Here's Dillard on the turnover. At the other end, they got a semi-hook shot layup combination, and Green scores the bucket. You know, with all the turnovers we've seen the last couple of days, that turnover last time down was the first one of the second half for either team.
And Green is left-handed, so that's why she crossed the paint.
Here's a three-pointer, and that one is off the front of the rim. Rebound, and the shot is good. Maybe that one is right, her first 2 points. Back to a 9-point Dillard lead with just about a minute left to go in this third period. Baseline move, shot no good, rebound shot no good. Another rebound shot, and they get a foul called. This will send Beeman to the line. As the foul on Dillard is going to be against Adams, her first.
And Beeman's not a great free throw shooter, to be exact. She, on the year, is shooting under 60%.
She's at the line now. She has not made a free throw in this game.
And just because I said that, she makes it.
Of course. It's always the case.
Yeah, make me look bad.
It's like in the baseball press box when you say, he's got a no-hitter. Bingo. Next guy gets a base hit. Always happens. Here's Beeman, averaging 10.2 per ball game, inching her way towards that as Lakewood gets back to within 8. And that free throw is good. So Beeman has a couple of points, and it's 39-32. Dillard into the front court, wearing the blue, going from our right to our left across your screen. Out by the center line. It's Kayla Wright into the near corner. Back on top of the circle, around the perimeter. A collision ball stolen. Here comes Drayton driving, or excuse me, that is Ungro driving, shooting, and missing. And a whistle as they fight for the ball. And a foul is going to be called against Dillard. Well, it's going to be against Lakewood. That is Jaquette Green and her third personal foul. 21 seconds left to play. Now, we talked about how Dillard won the state championship a year ago. Well, so did Lakewood. They beat Pensacola 53-44 to win the 4A state title. In fact, the only two times they've been in the finals, they've won them both. There's going to be a foul at the offensive end. That will be against Dillard's Laquacious Adams. And with just 8 seconds left to go.
And Pensacola is back here tomorrow morning against Edgewater out of Orlando. Tremendous matchup.
Wow. You have that game tomorrow morning. There's
I do.
Turnover, shot up at the buzzer, and it's no good. And that is the end of the third period. 39-32, so it's still up for grabs. Dillard has the lead over the Spartans of Lakewood. We shall return. You're in tune to the Florida High School Athletic Association Network. Dillard F along with Rick Victor. Fourth quarter coming up.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.
Well, the final 8 minutes are coming up. 7-point deficit. Dillard has had as much as a 12-point lead. It's been an uphill struggle for Lakewood. They've never led, but boy, they keep fighting and keep chipping away. Do you think they have enough left in them to do it?
Well, in this type of game, they're not out of it. In the regional finals against Titusville, they were down 12, came back and actually took control of the game in late in the third into the fourth quarter. And then they ended up winning that game by 5, 56-51.
Wow.
And so, they've got it, and I think that stems from their coach. She's a Iowa Hawkeye, man.
That's right.
Neck of the woods.
Back from my old home stomping grounds. Baker had 17 points in the first half. She did not score in the third period. Ball off the offensive rebound. Shot partially deflected. Rebound to Beeman for Lakewood. 33% in shooting for the game for Dillard. 33% as well for both teams.
Turnover, unforced turnover right there by Lakewood. This is a great opportunity. They had just done a great job defensively, and they got caught on just a lazy pass that's, Drayton stepped out of bounds on.
Here with the ball, it is Shatoria Baker. The 5'6" senior directs the offense, wings it to Clayton. Between those two, they have 23 points out of their 39 total, but none in the second half. Lakewood outscored Dillard in the second period 10-8. Third period 11-10. There's a shot that won't go. Again, a rebound by Beeman. Beeman had 7 rebounds heading into the fourth period. There's a runner, shot no good, left short. Rebound tip long. Baker finds the open girl down underneath his hand, and she lays it in.
That's a defensive mistake, and right now Coach Tunsil wants a timeout.
And a 9-point ball game for Dillard. So actually Lakewood's had a couple of chances. Let's see, they could have pulled back to within 5 points.
Yeah, and defensive mistake is that you take a shot, you've got a runner, and everybody comes up to go into the offensive glass. Never all 5 goes to offensive glass. You've got to be aware of where your opponent's players are. You've got to have someone up for rotation. Even in worst case scenario, you send 3 to the offensive glass, you have 2 back. You never send 5, and they went 5 to the glass. They gave a runaway.
Remember the old days when just the centers and the forwards crashed the boards, the guards stayed back? Nobody does that anymore.
Well, no, because everybody's so athletic today. The style of play is so different. You got 6'11", 7'1" guys like here's a great one. Dirk Nowitzki, you know, at 7 foot, plays a three. Come on, wouldn't you like to have had that?
Bet you Oscar Robertson would have liked to have him on his team. There inside, the shot is no good. Went down, came right back up again. There's Macy Keene on the rebound. Quickly, Baker, and Baker's pushed from behind by Alexis Ungro, her first personal foul. Well, it's a 9-point ball game. Still a lot of time left, 6:22 remaining.
And you know, Lakewood, Ungro is usually one of the leading scorers for Lakewood. She really has been non-existent in the points in this game.
You know, you talked about Pensacola, last year's runner-up to Lakewood in the 4A championship game. Jump shot good. Baseline jumper that time by Clayton. They're playing against Edgewater tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Now the team that Dillard beat last year is Winter Haven. They're playing Miami Norland at noon tomorrow in the Class 6A semifinals. Another steal, 2-on-1 break. She should have taken it herself. Instead she passes off and the shot won't go. Rebound shot is put right back though by Macy Green. And coach, those are her first 2 points of the ball game.
And again, she doesn't see a lot of touches because she's not very active offensively. So when she gets the kind of touches that she gets, it's based on putbacks.
Lakewood with the ball again. Jump shot is an air ball. Rebound ripped right away. Here's a fast break. This is Clayton. Clayton will drive, stop, put it up and score. All of a sudden, Dillard's lead is 15 now. And Coach Tunzel wants a timeout. Well, I don't know. Once the dam's broken, it's kind of hard to get that water back in.
Well, it is, and you can tell just by body language right now on some of the kids from Lakewood that, you know, the floodgates, the turnovers, the mistakes have opened this game up to a 15-point lead, and it's like, now what do we do? And their hands are on their head. Their heads were down. I mean, really, at this point, you gotta pick yourself up, and you still got 5 minutes and 10 seconds. This can still be a game, or it could be a blowaway.
Well, we already have crowned 4 state champions. Ponce de Leon defeated Newberry in the Class 1A final, 55-52. FAMU defeated Hollywood Christian in the second championship in Class 2A, 55-53. PK Young defeated Parkway in the 3A final, 58-43. And then earlier today, it was Dunbar over Rebo, 50-41 in Class 4A. Now the 5A final is Bartram Trail against the winner here. That'll be Saturday morning at 10:05. The 6A final will be Saturday at 1:35. The 7A final will be Saturday at 5:05. And the 8A final will be Saturday night at 8:35. So we have a championship Saturday in the 4 biggest classes coming up, and of course we'll have them all right here. Just tune in to the FHSAA network, FHSAAsports.com. 29% for Lakewood, 36% for Dillard. Lakewood running out of time. They step up here, put up a shot, score, and get the foul. That's Flowers on the bucket, and she'll go to the line.
That foul will be on Macy Keene.
That will be her third. So Flowers.
And just like that,
out she goes. Being replaced by number 22, Brianna Green. Here's the free throw, and the three-point play will not work. And we have a foul on the rebound.
Well, Lakewood's got some fouls to give.
That'll be the third foul on Jones. Excuse me, it's not. It's a foul on Beeman. That is Beeman's first. As Dillard plays the ball in, leading this team by 13. Find the open girl, layup good. Off the bench for 13 points is Amber Hanna. I would have sworn at halftime that Baker would be the leading scorer for the game, having 17 first half points, but she may not be. There's a shot by Beeman, who hits double figures. And it's now 49-36. Actually, that basket was by Green and not Beeman. Well, Lakewood's trying to cut that lead down at the 4-minute mark. It is a 13-pointer, and here comes the taking the air out of the ball. Well, they tried to get the open shot underneath, but the ball's tipped out of bounds.
Well, you heard Coach Tunsil, we did across the floor, that she wanted her defense changed. They were sitting in the zone. She wanted them to go man-to-man.
Let's talk about philosophy a little bit. Game night is not the time to change what you had worked on. I mean, you actually win the games at practice, right?
Oh, definitely. You practice. You know, the big thing that I deal with is that I want kids to practice as hard as they would play in a game. And I kind of use I demand it. And that's an older school ideology. You win games in practice because if you play hard against each other and you're working on what you have to do to be successful, when you step on a court, usually your best judge of how well you're going to do is not necessarily against your opponent. It's what you do and how you execute and how hard you play. And, you know, sure, you're going to make mistakes, but if you don't dwell on the mistakes, you learn to let that become water on your back. You got to let it go. Just keep playing.
Well, you had mentioned earlier today in one of the broadcasts about how you didn't think that teams who press like to play against teams that press, but you see that every day in practice, so you'd think you'd get used to it, wouldn't you?
Well, you think you would, but, you know, it's different when you're facing a defense that you don't know. And you know, teams usually don't like to be pressured, that press a lot. And if you can handle the press, it makes you very, very dangerous. And I always believe in, you know, if a team wants to press, I'm going to break your press down. Okay, and my job is I'm going to try to capitalize off your mistake. You want to press us, that's great. We're going to score at the other end. We're going to see how long you stay in that press. The key is that we know it's going to come back. You have to expect it.
Dillard commits the turnover. Lakewood doesn't have much time left to make up 13 points. In the front court, it is Alexis Ungro, averaging 14-8, but only has 2 points. Well, they can't afford to make turnovers like that. Here comes Baker into the front court. I'm not sure Baker's taken any shots in the second half after scoring 17 in the first half.
She hasn't had to. And that's the interesting thing. Their leading scorer in the second half is Amber Hanna. She came out, she opened up the lead a little bit for him with her threes, and Baker's basically said, okay, I can sit and go into cruise control.
Yeah, Baker was 6 of 8 in the first half. She's still 6 for 8. She's going to shoot. Nope, she passes off instead. Nice assist, nice lay-in. Hitting that one, it is Amber Hanna. Hanna with 15 points, 12 of them in this half. It's a 15-point lead again. Ball's tipped in midcourt. Here comes a layup as Green puts it up and through. Well, it's becoming that runaway like you had thought that may, as Dillard now has a 17-point advantage.
And here's a case in point. Baker only averages 6.1. Hanna only averages 4.9. Wow. And look at what they've both done tonight.
Together, they average 11 and they have 32. And your team leads by 17. There's
your reason.
Yeah, there it is right there.
There it is.
There's your berth in the state championship. There's a reaching in foul called as Drayton commits her second.
And now we're at that same position that we were in the prior 5A game. You're down 17. You're with 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this ball game. You don't need to foul. Just play smart.
Here comes Dillard into the front court quickly. That is Shatoria Baker. Dangerously close to that center line as we hit the 2-minute mark of quarter number 4. 17-point lead for the Panthers of Dillard, who will be going into the state championship against Bartram Trail. But they get a day off, unlike a lot of teams in this tournament who don't get a day off. It's a block shot. Right back to Dillard, and they will score. Wright had the shot blocked right into her face, but she managed to get the rebound and put the shot up and through. Now it's a 19-point ball game. Well, the way they have this set up now, these teams do get a day off, as the 6A semis and the 7A semis are played tomorrow during the day. Then the 8A semis are played tomorrow night. So it's all semifinal Friday. A technical foul here somewhere.
We had a technical foul on Wright, 34 for Dillard.
On the free throw line, it is Clemecia Flowers, and she will miss the first free throw. Flowers, a 65% free throw shooter. Actually, they did choose their best free throw shooter percentage-wise, and she made 1 of 2. Well, Lakewood averages 51 points a ball game, while Dillard averages 64. Lakewood's going to be held way below their season scoring average in this one, as they finish their season at 18 and 11. Fighting to the very end, Ungrove controls the ball between the circles. They get the ball in the corner, where a jump shot will be good.
And they called that a 2.
A 2, yeah, for Flowers. Must have been on the line. 1 minute and a half left to play in this semifinal. Dillard doesn't need to shoot. They don't need to score. They just need that clock to run down. And they're keeping the ball out around the perimeter. That's Brianna Green. Green's above her season scoring average. Baker's above hers. Clayton is above hers. And as we mentioned, Hannah is above hers as well. Back to the far side. So you saw the two teams. You saw Bartram Trail. Now you've seen Dillard. What kind of a matchup can we look for?
I actually think that's going to be a very interesting matchup. It's a contrast, a little bit of style. But I see, you know, both teams are very, very disciplined. And I think that neutralizes each other. I think that both teams are very good rebounding teams. So that neutralizes each other. I think that Dillard doesn't turn the ball over as much as Bartram Trail does. That might be an intangible.
You know, when you get two teams that might be fairly equal, as a timeout is called, that might be fairly equal talent-wise, would you always give the edge to the disciplined team?
Not always. Not always. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but you know, it depends. If you can have a group of athletes that have discipline, and that's what Dillard has. They have athletes that are disciplined, and you have Bartram Trail, which have kids that are, I don't think they're as athletic, but I think that they're very intelligent. It's going to come down to, it's in that the 5A state title game, it's going to come down to who makes the less mistakes at the crucial times. And I think that, you know, both teams have to use their outside jump shots to help set up their inside game.
Well, certainly Dillard has that, and they have the potential for a strong inside game if Macy Keene can get a little more mobile.
Well, that's not going to happen in one day,
right,
though.
True. There's the ball knocked out of bounds.
But I will say this. I think that it depends on whether or not, like, players like Baker and Hannah can have the same kind of night that they had tonight. Or is this a phenomena where the stars are all aligned?
Well, we talked a little bit about the 6'6" girl, Keene, who averages 10 points a ball game, so you know she's hit 19, 20, and had the big nights just to average 10 points a ball game. So she's capable of doing that. Ball knocked out of bounds in a 16-point ball game. Will be played in by Dillard. Well, they'll have to get up early Saturday morning to meet right here. 10 o'clock Saturday morning for the championship.
Unfortunately, I'll be teaching a class.
You teach on Saturdays?
At college.
Here's a layup that'll score. Hitting that one for Dillard is Hannah with 17 points on the night. Up court comes Lakewood, the Spartans, running out the clock, and they bank in a three. Drayton with the three-pointer as we have the final few seconds. Then commits a personal foul, does Ungro, that's her fourth. And for the final time of the night, Amber Hannah with 17 points. She actually could become the leading scorer in the ball game. Baker had 17 in the first half. This young lady had 3 at halftime. Now has 17 on the night. And she misses the first one, so she won't get a second opportunity. As the clock will run out, goes 57-42. Pretty impressive for the young ladies from Dillard. As you mentioned, very disciplined, very together as a team, which certainly wins a lot of championships for a lot of teams when you can play together like that.
Well, yes, very, very much so. And then you take a look at their record. You know, they're unbelievable, you know, when it comes to discipline, and, you know, coach just keeps piling up 900 plus more wins, you know.
Wow. They're now 25-4 as Dillard will now play for the state championship against Bartram Trail. Earlier today, a 67-47 winner over Lakewood. Well, Coach, it's been a pleasure working for you with you. We want to remind everybody before we leave that the DVDs for this particular broadcast can be purchased. Just do it online. Go to FHSAAsports.com and place your order. Well, they're going to be the championship coming up on Saturday. All kinds of semifinals tomorrow. You get to do the first one bright and early, Coach, so good luck to you tomorrow.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It was fun. We'll definitely see you down the road.
Yes. Coach, thank you very much. Again, the final, Dillard 57, Lakewood 42. I'm Kelly Neff along with Coach Rick Victor from the Lakeland Center here in Lakeland, Florida for the Class 5A semifinals. We will see you tomorrow.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the FHSAA network, go to FHSAAsports.com/SBP.